Ed eccoci in live ragazzi, ben trovati su Kristal Cross Gaming, il canale Twitch, con un nuovo appuntamento con la nostra serie relativamente recente di reaction e analisi, ovvero il format in cui prendiamo un qualcosa di interessante, lo vediamo insieme, lo analizziamo, ne discutiamo e potrebbe per qualcuno di voi essere qualcosa di interessante e, se in caso non l'avessi visto, con tutta probabilità sarà qualcosa di interessante anche per me. A volte vi mostro delle cose che ho già visto ma che credo che valgano l'attenzione, altre volte vi mostro delle cose che neanch'io ho visto e quindi stiamo scoprendo insieme. In questo caso, ragazzi, è un documentario ufficiale di PlayStation sul making of di God of War che ho già visto e che ho consigliato più e più volte, ma credo che ora che ci stiamo avvicinando all'uscita di God of War Ragnarok, manca di fatto poco più di un mese, se non mi ricordo male, credo che valga la pena di vederlo insieme, perché sono convinto che molti non abbiano idea che questa cosa esiste e soprattutto non abbiano idea del contenuto di questo documentario, perché non è una cosa celebrativa in realtà, cioè sì, da certi punti di vista lo è senza dubbio una mossa pubblicitaria, ma è anche una testimonianza del lavoro fatto da Santa Monica, che in certi momenti non è stato affatto facile e in certi momenti è stato veramente a rischio. Un saluto a tutti ragazzi, ciao Esiliato, ciao Muse, ciao Deinon, ben trovati ragazzi, ben trovati. Allora, prima di dare il via al documentario, io opto come sempre per prenderci qualche minutino per far arrivare un po' di persone e quindi vi chiedo, avete già visto questo documentario qua? Che cosa ne pensate e se non l'avete visto, qual è la vostra impressione di God of War? Cioè, secondo voi che tipo di lavoro ha fatto Santa Monica? No? Vi ricordo che il gioco dell'anno è il 2018. Ovviamente tutto quello che vedrete è il making of e quindi loro non avevano idea di come sarebbe poi andato il gioco. In particolare per quanto riguarda la continuazione del brand, del franchise. Ciao Silvio, ben trovato. Ciao RRF, sì, era grande documentario, finalmente sì, già visto, un lavoro incredibile. Ma è veramente un bel documentario questo qua e quindi sono pronto a scommettere che anche qualcuno che l'ha già visto se lo rivede volentieri insieme, perché è una cosa molto molto figa. Oltretutto, il documentario dura 2 ore, praticamente, 1 ora e 54 minuti. Noi lo divideremo in 2 parti, ok? Arriveremo a metà, avremo un'oretta e poi giovedì prossimo vediamo la prossima metà, perché non voglio appesantire troppo la live e oltretutto ho i tempi molto stretti in questo periodo, perciò non volevo fare una live di 3 ore, perché considerate che lo vediamo tutto quanto insieme, ma non è che lo vediamo filato senza interrompere mai. Io vorrò fare dei momenti di pausa con commenti e cose del genere, quindi con tutta probabilità la live durerà 1 ora e mezza, 1 ora e 3/4, forse anche 2 ore, nonostante finiremo a vedere all'incirca un'oretta del documentario. Mai visto e mai giocato a God of War. Direi che è perfetto perché vuol dire che proprio è tutto completamente vergine nella tua testa. Ciao Marcotto, sai che si è parlato di Stadia? Sì, l'ho sentito e ne parleremo ovviamente nelle news di domani e ci voglio fare anche un vlog, assolutamente, perché io ero uno di quelli che invece questa cosa non se l'aspettava. Ho visto già un paio di video, ho visto il video di Falco, ho visto un pezzetto di video di Player Inside. Onestamente, io invece me l'aspettavo molto meno, non pensavo che facesse questa finaccia, nonostante sapessi che non è che stesse facendo dei gran numeri, però vabbè, comunque avremo senza dubbio modo di parlarne. Ciao Arsun! Quindi, insomma, chi di voi ha già giocato a God of War, barra chi di voi ha già visto il documentario? Qualcuno me l'ha già detto. Super Danny, benvenuto in chat per la prima volta. Ciao. Devo fare una marchetta, voglio fare complimenti a Chris perché è l'unico streamer che segue da parecchio, è l'unico che guarda con piacere, che sempre lui quando video la prima volta, ancora complimenti, tanti cambiano, quelli bravi non lo fanno. Grazie mille, ma il cambiamento comunque non è sempre negativo, eh. Io ovviamente col passare del tempo spero di evolvere, spero di diventare migliore, ho 1.000.000 di idee e quest'anno è stato particolarmente frustrante per me perché sono capitate un sacco di cose, ho avuto problemi io, ho avuto tanti dubbi io e onestamente avrei voluto fare di più quest'anno, avrei voluto evolvere di più, però ovviamente si spera che l'evoluzione sia in meglio. Io sono un grande appassionato di God of War, in particolare preferisco i primi 3 capitoli e anche lo spin-off Chains of Olympus. Io di God of War ho giocato la trilogia 2 volte, oltretutto perché me la sono giocata all'epoca della PS1, PS2, PS3, eccetera. E poi ve l'ho riportata intera sul canale come serie. Tutta quanta la trilogia di God of War, la adoro assolutamente. Ero uno di quelli molto, molto impauriti dell'uscita di un nuovo God of War che aveva intenzione però di rivoluzionare completamente il genere. La trilogia originale di God of War, ragazzi, non c'entra niente o quasi, proprio a livello di gameplay, con il gioco del 2018. Ciao Nico! È sempre lui, una volta era rosso. Vero, e mai dire mai, potrebbe anche tornare questa cosa. Ciao Pasquale, subcreature, esatto. E tantissimi complimenti a quelli più il glosso drastico che l'ha creato. Oh, senti un po', guarda che in realtà è il contrario. Sono stato io il primo a chiamarti il drastico. Che poi tu dici che esistevi come entità e io ti ho soltanto dato un nome, ma in realtà la tua potenza era già presente, questo è un altro discorso. Ok? Sì, Roscio e di spalle rimorchiava più lui che Agne. S- Potresti sorprenderti quanto sia vera questa cosa, purtroppo. Io preferisco la porta del cuore, specie il primo. Ok. Ma è un falso quasi drastico questo. Che bella sta cosa. Spero che continui in eterno, ragazzi. Ragazzo, che poi boy. Va bene. Allora, gente, io direi che a questo punto siamo un po' di persone, quindi la lattina era calda, l'ho messa un po' di tempo fa in freezer, però sotterrata insieme ai surgelati che l'hanno avvolta completamente, si è raffreddata tantissimo in breve tempo, adesso è gelatissima, che bello però, mi piace. Ok, state a chiudere, lo so, lo stavano dicendo, lo so bene e domani ne parleremo assai nelle news e anche con un vlog. Va bene, io direi, abbiamo tutto quello che ci serve, abbiamo fatto l'introduzione. Direi di andare al documentario, ragazzi. Ah sì, ci sono i sottotitoli in italiano, il che è una gradevole aggiunta. Ok? Quindi andiamo. Mi raccomando però prima, cogliete l'occasione, seguitemi qui su Twitch se ancora non l'avete fatto, pigiate quel bel cuoricino, abbonatevi con Twitch Prime se ne avete la possibilità perché aiuta davvero tantissimo il canale. Seguitemi anche sui social come Instagram e Telegram. Supportate il canale tramite link affiliati ad Amazon, Instant Gaming o tramite il Patreon e poi mi raccomando iscrivetevi anche ai miei 2 canali YouTube se ancora non l'avete fatto, tutti i link sono qui sotto oppure tramite il bot in chat. D'accordo gente? Si va. Eccoci qua. God of War Racing Kratos Making of Documentary, ma tranquilli che ci sono i sottotitoli in italiano. Vai, si parte. Ah, aspetta. Mi sono scordato di dire una cosa importante. Non ve l'ho portato prima questo documentario, che è già da tanto che vorrei vedere insieme a voi, perché ho sempre avuto un attimino la paura che, come dire, non potessi farlo a livello di copyright, nel senso che questa è effettivamente una cosa che è sul canale di PlayStation, però alla fine mi sono convinto che dovrebbe essere considerato materiale promozionale, ok? Non è dietro un paywall, non è dietro niente, cioè non è che vi sto mostrando una cosa a pagamento o qualcosa del genere, vi sto mostrando un video liberamente disponibile su YouTube. Io immagino che Sony sia anzi contenta se c'è una reaction a una cosa che ha pubblicato per pubblicità. Però non ne ho l'assicurazione e anche se ho cercato non ho trovato una risposta definitiva a questo eterno dilemma e quindi incrociamo le dita e speriamo bene. Comunque il mio canale è intonso, nella peggiorissima delle ipotesi in cui dovesse esserci uno strike sarebbe il primo, perciò bene così. Andiamo, va. Ciao Vecchio.
What do I want to say with this story? Yeah? What do you want to say with this story? What do you think? What do you think with this story? I think running away is what I want to say with this. Change is possible.
Ciao Christian, pubblichi podcast ogni giorno? Sì, quello delle news. Lo trovi su Spotify, Apple Podcast, tutti i podcast. E su Spreaker.
We'll just see, and I'm like, no, like in my mind, I get it. I see what you guys are telling me. I'm not gonna let myself believe we're gonna make the date now.
Cominciamo bene.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
Spettacolo le news, grazie mille, grazie mille. Altro format che spero di far evolvere e rendere ancora migliore. Pensa che ridere primo strike da Sony quando tutti avevamo puntato su Blizzard of Rome. Vabbè, nella prima metà del 2022 ero Sonaro, nella seconda metà sono Boxaro e quindi ci sta, giusto? È così che funziona? È così che funziona, me lo confermate? Ok. Bene, volevo essere sicuro, grazie. Lo faccio, volevo vedere se era ogni giorno, aveva date ben precise. Ogni giorno sul podcast, tolto qualche problema tecnico che ogni tanto ci può essere, sempre alle 6 di mattina.
So I don't know how many, what the demographic is of women that play these games as opposed to men. I'm guessing that the ratio is probably like 9-1.
Sì, la trilogia originale di God of War era assolutamente al top per l'epoca in cui usciva.
Very early on, he or she has to be able to play the game from beginning to end in their head.
Grabbing people and throwing people around, and like you get that sense of empowerment, you know, like nothing can stop you.
Especially in the first God of War, when nobody, with the exception of a couple of us, had any idea what it was.
So to me, a God of War game is about the action, it's about the rage.
I was a god in the beginning, and then I was put down, and then I came back and destroyed everybody.
On God of War 2, he expanded the story of Kratos, deepening the saga and turning it into a legend. Please welcome Cory Barlog.
A lot of the time, we have no clue what we're talking about. I mean, there are a lot of leaps that you make in this job where you're like, all right, look, I kind of know what I want, but sometimes you're discovering as you go.
So how did you guys become game directors?
It's
For
just
me, it
sort
was
of a
just that Cory
happenstance
quit.
thing. Yeah, I quit, so he quit, so I got it. So really, all you gotta do is find somebody to quit.
I pledged an oath in blood.
God of War 1, about a guy who puts everything aside for work, and he loses his wife, and he loses his kid.
Pain is all I have left.
Few games embody the definition of epic quite like God of War, so it's disappointing that the release of Ascension brings with it a whiff of a series that's treading water rather than driving forward.
So I guess killing people solves problems is not really gonna go over so well.
Cambiamento ha avuto questi in pochi anni, ma tutto quanto di botto col 2018. È cambiata, è evoluto dall'1, dal 2, dal 3, più gli spin-off e le altre cose. E il 2018 ha preso sta cosa, ha fatto portiamola tutta da un'altra parte. Me lo ricordo ancora la sensazione di paurissima che avevo prima di giocare a sto gioco.
Oh, that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I am an 80s television star. But that's all right. We'll let this one slide. Maybe.
Ti ricordi God of War? Sì, vi consiglio di recuperare anche la trilogia originale. Ecco, di quella mi piacerebbe che facessero un remake. Te li fa giocare tutta la trilogia in una botta, in un unico titolo, con la tecnologia di oggi. Madonna, che figata sarebbe. Paura, sì. Che avessero rovinato un franchise che amavo tantissimo. Ne stanno parlando adesso. Perché in realtà questo, la storia continua, però di fatto è come la sensazione è quella di un reboot.
Playback, action, and then cut, reset. We will do our thing, and then go back into first position, playback, action.
Le cuffie sono le Sony, così sono uno degli standard utilizzati negli studi di registrazione e comunque nelle post-produzioni, eccetera. Cuffie economiche, però molto comuni.
Legend or a myth or something like that? Shannon, where did you get this wonderful lawn turtle?
I don't know.
Did it just appear?
Show up? Yeah.
No, you still haven't cracked the mystery of nobody came out?
No one claimed it. Somebody stuck it in my garden and it's just been there.
Do you know what that means?
I don't.
Appearance of a turtle in your garden. You lie. I have no idea. I was trying to stall to come up with something interesting. When I came back to Santa Monica, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. I know that what we wanted to do was not going to just be make another God of War game.
Anche Cory è cambiato molto, sembra suo nonno oggi. Già. Non a caso, mi verrebbe da dire. L'esperienza con God of War deve averlo un attimino. Per quanto è invecchiato in pochissimi anni.
This idea of like when I had a kid, I felt like my perspective on everything changed. Hello. Hey. All right. Hi. You want to come over and see what Papa?
Un po' ma che davvero non lo sapevo, oh, che peccato. Mi fa un sacco brutto vederlo qua con la moglie e il figlio, cioè, mi dispiace un sacco. L'ha ucciso questa esperienza. Ah sì, beh, immagino però anche il divorzio forse o qualcosa del genere, quindi sì. Non lo so, ragazzi, sto puramente speculando.
Yeah. It was Shannon's idea to go find Corey again and bring him back as one of the original vision holders of the whole world that was God of War, and give him time to really try to come up with, how do we reinvent this franchise? How can we just make it not just bigger and better and the same, but bigger and better and different?
Ah, il vecchio Kratos, che figata.
How the audience felt about God of War, right? The overwhelming vibe was that they were done with Kratos. You know, Kratos either needed to go away or needed a fresh start.
Kratos needs a fresh start. If you see the picture, if you can see it all the way in the back, that face is exactly what people think of Kratos right now, which is just like, you know, like there's no like intelligent conversation that Kratos has. You just like rip your head off. Like, how do you feel? And you just rip your head off. Like there's one dimension to this character which was awesome as the anti-hero of the first game, but it didn't really grow. We didn't go anywhere with it.
First day back was at Penn Station in Santa Monica. Everybody was doing prototypes, they were doing concept art, and they had kind of a pitch for Internal 7, the other game.
was very excited, partly because I had been on God of War 1, 2, and 3, so I was ready for something new. And I was very excited that it was going to be futuristic, they're going to have guns, we're going to do something completely different.
Sentite, sentite.
Internal 7, they were in pre-production for probably close to 36 months. Shortly after that period, they needed to inherit the Ascension team and really put the pedal to the metal.
This studio is the DNA of God of War. As we start to push this thing forward, you guys are focusing pretty much 100% on this other project that will be our new original IP.
In caso non fosse chiaro, all'inizio stavano, diciamo, percorrendo diverse strade. C'era un comune sentimento che l'IP di God of War avesse bisogno di un nuovo inizio, di un qualcosa di fresco e non che facessero God of War 4 semplicemente e finita lì, ma non sapevano bene che direzione fargli prendere, che la sensazione era quella di un reboot. Ma quanto reboot? Completamente diversa la storia? Completamente diverso tutto? Basta con la mitologia, mettiamoci pure lo spazio e le armi da fuoco? Cose del genere, e ve le stanno mostrando. Avete visto un po' di immagini degli artwork, delle cose, alcune cosette che sono venute fuori. Per quanto assurdo possa sembrare una cosa piuttosto comune, che si prendano del tempo per pensare anche delle idee abbastanza folli. Ovviamente ci serve il budget per fare cose del genere. È per questo che fare una nuova IP, praticamente, che però prende spunto dall'ambientazione di una vecchia IP, può essere anche molto problematico e non è neanche iniziato, ragazzi, quanto è stato. Sì.
But yeah, the first time was getting everybody up there while they were still working on the other project. And I think it was, a lot of people were wondering what we were doing because it was a small team and it was just high vision, like, what are we going to do? And really kind of just throwing a bunch of stuff at the board.
Leadership had made some decisions around the growth of the studio and how we would remain competitive. And one of those decisions was turning ourselves into what we called a 1.5 team. And that would mean that you would have two larger IP development going on within the roof of Santa Monica Studio, and those teams would share resources back and forth.
Sono riusciti alla grande, esatto. Se poi dicevano avesse fatturato molto, mi pare. Beh, oddio, ho tutti i milioni di copie che ha venduto. Dipende quanto si aspettavano o quanto speravano, però mi viene da pensare che sia stato un prodotto di successo, considerando anche i soldi che ha fatto su PC quando è uscito. E questa è la presentazione della nuova sede di Santa Monica.
Recording studio set up.
Green room for the talent that comes in to record for our games.
And as you come this way, having a projection screen.
Ma che mega figata.
Down, so we'll have our
all hands in this space, again, similar to what we do in Studio A.
Executive boardroom for meetings.
As you're winding, you can look over the railing. It's a really different perspective on the space as a whole. That's my guy.
Everyone applaud Shannon for her great tour guide.
Beh, allora, c'è una cosa che voglio, diciamo, sottolineare. Alcune produzioni richiedono le major del settore, no? Guardate che edificio hanno fatto per la nuova sede di Sony Santa Monica. Come mai? Perché serve questo spazio. Ci sono tante persone nel team e fanno di tutto. C'è un completo studio di registrazione, c'è la sala green screen, c'è la sala... Oddio, la sala motion capture non ne sono sicuro, forse no. Però tantissimi uffici, c'è la sede del consiglio di amministrazione, eccetera, eccetera, eccetera. Questa roba qua, senza i soldi di una major, semplicemente non la fai. D'accordo? Quindi, per quanto si critichi il mondo AAA, ha un suo posto nel mondo e c'è un senso, c'è un motivo per cui esiste. È perché servono i capitali per fare cose del genere. Non tutto può essere fatto da un manipolo di gente molto appassionata e talentuosa in un garage o in un piccolo studio affittato. Ok? A volte serve questo. studi non sono aperti al pubblico? Assolutamente no, se non credo in una piccola parte, magari se viene qualcuno. Ci sono dei protocolli di sicurezza per far sì che non si possa entrare, perché stanno lavorando su cose che sono coperte da segreto industriale, ecco, diciamo così. Guarda, hanno dato a tutti i nuovi dipendenti il pacchettino di benvenuto con la cosina di latta.
But I think it just shows that Sony has a really deep commitment to Santa Monica Studios, and we want this place to grow.
Ciao Wolf.
And we want you guys to be someplace.
La tele di spalle potrebbe benissimo prendere il falso drastico. Oh, tenero.
Opportunities like this don't come very often.
Mazza, ma è grosso, ricordo. Ha voglia.
In our new home with the team that is going to be the future of Sony Santa Monica. Cheers.
Babam. Bel portamerende, vero? Sì, è carino, è vero. E questo è il tizio di Sony. Oh, stampatevi in mente questa frase, ragazzi. Vuoi che ti parli di come sarebbe andata in caso di fallimento? Avete appena visto lo spazio. Avete appena visto l'entità di investimento che Sony stava facendo in Santa Monica per metterla in condizioni di realizzare qualcosa che fosse quello che poi è diventato un prodotto come God of War. Stiamo parlando del top del settore, praticamente, tra i top del settore. Ecco, e Sony ha cacciato i soldi. Questo tizio che vedete è il referente di Sony, se ben mi ricordo. Adesso mo approfondiamo, ragazzi. Il documentario l'ho visto un po' di tempo fa. Ma lui credo che è il tizio di Sony, no? Quello che sta lì e dire: oh, avete presenti i milioni e milioni di dollari che abbiamo speso per fare questo post e per darvi tutti i soldi dello sviluppo? Ecco, vediamo di usarli bene, perché se poi il progetto non va, noi siamo nella merda, Francis. Via.
Well, I mean, yeah, just like really where it comes from is what's at stake, because it's like that's part of the business. You know,
it is part of the business, and you know, if
io non credo, mo vediamo. Io me lo ricordo come il tizio di Sony. Mo vediamo se è così.
Epic scale, like just not deliver at all. Of course, there'd be ramifications.
Gaming here with IGN News. Layoffs unfortunately hit Sony Santa Monica studio today. The Sony-owned exclusive developer, founded in 1999, is best known for its God of War games. The extent of the damage remains unclear, though there are indications that one of the projects the studio was working on has been canceled alongside this round of layoffs. Sony has provided the following statement to IGN. SCEA can confirm that we have completed a reduction in workforce at Santa Monica Studio.
You know, I think it ended up being a dream that died, literally, in that moment.
Quindi è uno dei titoli a cui stavano lavorando, che non era solo God of War, non è stato cancellato da Sony.
It's not coming together the way we wanted it to. We need to shift gears and restart. That was kind of the abyss for that team.
So that was pretty devastating in many ways. You know, one of the many big appeals of coming here was to work on a new IP on a small team. So I actually joined that in 17 when it was about 20 people. So that was a very, very difficult time for me. So, yeah.
Bruttina, come situazione.
We had our heads down. We were just like, okay, we had a timeline, and that timeline felt pretty good. That other game was going. We were kind of like, okay, cool, we'll kind of trail them, draft, know when we can get people on. And then when things were not working out, and kind of the big sort of halt happened on the project, we had to suddenly say, we're about to get 110 people. I had to figure out how to keep them busy and figure out now, beyond just the concept of the game, but how are we gonna, what's the new pipeline? What's the engine?
It was in a dire position, right? Because you're in that state where you don't have anything to keep people busy. But we were in no way ready for 110 or 120 people that we inherited.
We were just trying to like basically do mental push-ups to be ready for the team. And then all of a sudden they just got delivered on our doorstep about 8 to 9 months early. And it was like, whoa.
Scusate, c'è questa parte che non mi ricordo esattamente, ma vediamo.
And then there's a lot of mistrust right out of the gate because they're like, what have you guys been doing over here? You don't know what game we're making? And we're like, you guys are like early.
It was very difficult, but we had to push on, you know, and I think we had to find the positivity out of it and figure out how we can kind of collect everybody again.
Questa parte non me la ricordo bene, non vorrei dirvi cazzate o avervi già detto cazzate.
And putting one foot in front of the next to make sure that tomorrow is a good day for everyone.
We have been through some pretty tough times here, but we are confident in our foundation and we're building on that. We are in a reset phase with the new studio.
Dagli artwork sembrava figa la nuova IP cancellata. Evidentemente Sony non la pensava allo stesso modo.
You know, this will all be lovely, but this is I'm fond of this place.
It's pretty bittersweet. It's sad in some ways to be leaving the studio. You know,
Fosse stata ripresa a Core quella IP?
So many great games are made.
This big open collaborative
non ci avevo
space,
pensato.
We realized we couldn't keep it throughout the whole building and have that same feel, so moving makes sense.
It feels like a new chapter. We're making a new style of game. You know, it's going to be a good symbolic break and a new beginning.
New generation, new facility, new logo, all coming together here and now, and it starts the future of the business that we so love. Well, the business is growing, and we feel face-to-face communication and dialogue is really critical to our collaborative nature.
Well, I mean, definitely we'll miss some things about the old building. We went through a lot there, but I think this is I feel re-energized, you know, to be honest. I feel like, you know, I just feel pumped up for whatever's going to be next.
The inspiration is definitely in the building now. I mean, we have to step up and make something fantastic because we're in a fantastic place.
For me, I wasn't coming to work at Sony, I was coming to work on that franchise. You know, when I played God of War 3, I was so excited about it. I just wanted to be part of that.
You know, if you're making a fighting game or a sports game, you build a team around what you need. And we had a team of people who loved God of War and a team of people who want to build that kind of game.
C'è solo una gigantesca statua di Kratos nello studio. Oh, mi sta venendo fame. Oh.
You know, honestly, for me, I totally thought that we had to throw it all out and we had to find a new hook for this game, something that could anchor everything that we were doing, but something that could also show that there's some change in all of it. And I'm not as creative as I would love to believe, so I always just pull things directly from my life. So I thought it was a totally clever idea to have Kratos be a dad and try to actually be a dad rather than use it as like a cutaway cinematic to describe whatever past he had. It is such a departure for Kratos when the first thing you talk about is him being a dad, right? And his previous experience with being a dad was, you know, murdering his family. And that definitely gives people pause. I think the remainder, or the rest of the studio, the rest of the team, we had really worked together, this core group of like 11 people, to find the best sort of version of what we were talking about. Initially, it wasn't even gonna be his kid. Like, I think the first pitch I gave was that we wouldn't even know what was happening. So it was like Kratos walking through the desert, because we were, in my mind, still doing Egypt initially. Wind, sand blowing all over the place as he's kind of crawling through. And then kind of stands up and crests over a dune and checks out this really fantastic, like, this ancient city. And then he kind of turns around and then says, "All right, follow me." And then we kind of reveal that there's a kid there.
We have a long journey ahead.
I think it was very little. It just at least got the spark, and then that was like, oh wait, you know, we should do this. We should try this. We should do this.
I was all in on some of it, but the sun thing, like, not at first. Definitely not at first. Just mainly because, like, from my perspective, it's like I'm trying to think of, like, combat and what we can do next, and then I see this tiny kid running around Kratos, and I'm like, my God, it's like all he's gonna do is slow him down, all he's gonna do is make things hard, and nobody wants that in the game.
You ready to feel the
I fumetti dove fare realmente in Egitto con l'imposta... No!
Get in combat?
No, ma non ho fatto neanche gli spin-off. Oh, questo è il bimbo che ha interpretato Atreus.
Totally kidding. You can do a backflip?
Yes, I can.
Wow.
When I first did the audition, I thought it was a movie because it was just like some dialogue right there, and I was like, okay, it's just like a movie. And we just did like a fire scene or something like that, which I don't really remember. No, we didn't do history today.
But you do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Basically, when we actually present the game to the executives, this screen will be sitting on the television. It'll just be your face sitting at the fire, looping. And I'll be talking to them, and then when we actually start the game, I'll press a button, and that's when you'll hear your dad call you. So I'll press the button, and it'll be like, boy. So it'd be kind of cool.
And then I get the role, and then I go to like San Diego or something like that.
Stiamo guardando il documentario di God of War.
Wait, what? And it's like a game, and it's God of War, and I'm like, what? And I'm like super excited, but I was like really confused. And it was just a bunch of emotions going through me.
It doesn't go on Facebook, by the way, or the internet.
Yeah, I think
No.
Sunny wins that round for sure.
What do you got?
Gotta go like here?
Yeah. You just gonna? That's how you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, right into the belly.
Or this. Yeah. I actually did that yesterday, where I'm supposed to get really mad at Kratos.
Like anger.
Ah!
More.
More?
More. Give it to me.
Okay. Ah!
Good.
Yeah, I just scream really loud. It's really funny.
Okay, Sonny. Loop.
Boy.
Four.
So remember that you just killed that thing. It's not alive anymore. If it's got kids, they're all alone. So think through that. It sucks. I know, right? Use that. Okay.
I can't.
Ma che figata! Hai dato la tuta a Son invece del nome? Ah, non lo so.
The vision for getting that kind of narrative tone, no camera cuts, like getting all that stuff up and running, especially as well with like a buddy AI with the son and having him lead the way properly, having him kind of move correctly. And, you know, I mean, the vision was so clear, but it was also pretty ambitious. And at that time, we didn't really have a lot of that working.
It was fucking bad.
Dispiacere pensare che con tanto lavoro ci ha mandato Jordi certi cose per farsi due date di Ragnarok. Vabbè, ma la sociopatia è indipendente dalla bellezza del lavoro in sé, no?
Okay, well, now what does that mean? Well, that means you go back to the drawing table and you do it again. And, you know, we've had even, I think, a Shu visit a little while ago in March where he left.
Shuhei Yoshida è il presidente di Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide.
That is telling us there's an issue here. And then, you know, Shannon calls a little while later and says, Shu had some notes.
he was not happy, but I don't think I read exactly how unhappy he was. I was not very perceptive on that one, and it was Carlo who ran into him, and Shuhei starts telling him. I was horrified how bad it was.
I think the team, you know, rightfully so, gets nervous when they hear like, oh, Shu's playthrough, you know, was not all positive, right? And people start to say, well, what does this mean? What does this mean? And it means we gotta solve this problem, right? Like we do every.
Dopo tutto quello che abbiamo visto, nel senso, nuovo studio, nuova, non proprio nuova IP, ma insomma, nuovo corso di God of War, milioni di dollari in ballo, progetto in corso, arriva Shuhei Yoshida, il presidente di Sony Interactive Entertainment, dà un'occhiata al progetto e ti dice che è brutto. A quel punto esattamente cosa fai? A parte valutare il suicidio, nel senso... E te lo sta dicendo lei, come si fa in quei casi.
Every single day.
Like, this is a really big guy in Sony, and he did not have a very good experience. And I still was under the impression it was not a very good experience, not horrified. Horrified how bad it was. I think that he probably walked out of that room that first time going like, what the hell did we do? We just gave this guy a lot of money to make this game. Did we make a mistake?
Ecco, avete presente? Ecco, adesso ti ha spiegato bene che cosa è successo. Un vero motivatore, ragazzi, è giapponese. La motivazione per i giapponesi è questa. Adesso sto generalizzando, ma è profonda critica per solleticare il senso di responsabilità di ciascuno.
You're not a monster.
The hunt for Kratos was very difficult. We were probably a month away from giving up. We were like that close where everybody started having this pull me aside conversation. And you start thinking about the reality of this. Like, maybe this is not going to happen. Maybe you're not going to find the perfect person.
E invece
my agent had called me, and
Bam.
I wasn't really sold on auditioning for it. I know it sounds silly now. She's like, look, just read it. Just read the sides. And I read the sides. And I called my agent back. And I said, I thought you said this was a video game.
You have seen what I am. And when you lose control, and the rage takes you, that is me in your blood, eating away at any goodness your mother may have passed on to you.
Ci sono certi momenti in God of War di dialogo tra Kratos e il figlio che ti fanno venire i brividi da quanto crudi e veri e ben fatti sono.
That is exactly what I am.
Not to me.
Questo è uno di questi, tra parentesi. Sì. Però se lo vedete adesso non c'entra, cioè, è impossibile capire quello che è quella scena nel gioco. Se il testosterone fosse un uomo sarebbe... Sì. No, scusate, aspetta, questa la voglio rivedere.
Come on, Slowpoke. This is not me leading.
Excellent. Very good. Right from the get-go, you can see him and Sonny had a really good chemistry.
Ricordi il Sarghetta SG? Io no, è la prima volta lo vedevo proprio.
Ultra violence and sexism, that's God of War. Why aren't we doing that, right? People will say, Kratos can't grow. He's just this, like, anti-hero who just kills things and bathes in their blood. And I'm like, you need to see a therapist. But I think it was a necessity.
Contesta la musica, però questa maggior forza. Oh, è proprio un altro pianeta. E adesso sentite la parte della musica.
If I had my own instrument, it's probably the accordion, because it's weird. And most people think it's lame, but I think it's cool.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
I remember meeting Corey, and he told me the story of the game. I think we were there for like an hour and a half. And I felt like I was sitting around a campfire. Like I wanted to just like roast marshmallows and just like, and then what happened? It's the story that draws me musically. That's where I get ideas. And I realized like this game has a really well thought out story and character arc. And I just thought I have to be involved in this.
What is God of War? Is Kratos the mascot, or is Greek mythology the mascot? I was talking to several people from the European marketing groups, because I think what they saw is like, oh, you're just gonna make another God of War with angry Kratos, right? And they're like, that's just not a good idea. And I had talked about, you know, potentially exploring other mythologies. And one of the guys had said, you know, I just don't understand how that would work. You know, what is Kratos gonna pop on a backpack and just walk to Scandinavia? You know, that just seems weird. And I was like, oh, right at that time I realized, like, I was like, oh, well, he doesn't have a backpack, but yeah. Hello. Okay, wow, there we go. So they're gonna go out.
Tipo, è presente quella cosa stupida che avevi pensato?
The sort of dying
come
wish
questo
of the
facciamo.
mother. The mother wanted her ashes. She wanted to be burned and her ashes to be spread on the highest peak in all the realms. So that's kind of the driving force throughout the entire story, is that they are taking her ashes and heading to the highest peak. The overall theme of this is that the kid is going to teach Kratos how to be a human. Kratos is going to teach the kid how to be a god, right? Each of them has a piece of them missing, and they kind of help each other out on this buddy road trip movie.
Minchia, descrizione perfetta. Se volete sapere che cos'è God of War a livello di storia, è questo. Coribarlo che te l'ha detta proprio poche frasi perfettamente.
Nowhere right now. And we hear a hissing. There's the culprit. So, another adventure.
Yeah, it was interesting, a cross section of people too, because it was we sent programmers, artists, Shannon, I think, went as well.
It's a panorama. You're doing a film.
This is serious. I'm documenting.
You're documenting?
Ready, guys? We're getting ready. This is where it all begins. Cue the soundtrack. Well, we made it to New York so far. We're halfway there. You can see the people were much smaller back then. Luke would have been a giant compared to them. That's the way we dress when going to Reykjavik. Smartly.
Great.
Nordic thunder. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna get run over. Stood still.
HDR shimmering.
Shoot video.
Iceberg ahead. So we're still here. The tires won't come off, so we called the farmer.
So we gotta dig in here.
Yeah. This is where we live now. Come find us.
Ma come?
There's so much life that's happening around you, and you can feel it almost in the terrain.
L'unica pietra di tutto quel
There's a
tragitto.
number of really special
Oddio,
moments
l'unica
there
mi sa di no.
because of how
Però l'unica
magical
pietra
the
aguzza
landscape is
punta
and the way that
sul...
it just captures
Sì.
your soul.
Che posti fighi. Sì.
As I was looking around at the beauty of Iceland for the first
Sì, appunto,
time,
in caso non si fosse capito, sono
it
in
really
Islanda.
hit me that the path that we were on was the right path. I could see the game for the first time, truly in my heart.
Ma che figo, madonna.
Ljóst hamri að himni. Ljósið rann
the Icelandic language today is the closest language to Old Norse. What that means is acquire in Iceland would be able to read a phonetic spelling of Old Norse and do it correctly. So immediately all eyes were on Iceland as a possible place to do choir.
Mamma mia, i brividi. Vabbè, non so voi ragazzi, ma io proprio...
I thought I was auditioning for Game of Thrones, I'm gonna be honest. I was pulling on a major Lady Stark moment with my monologue, and I was like, this is my moment.
Everybody. We're all in.
Perché mi ricordo un po' i cori gregoriani li sentiti al vivo. Dal vivo no.
Father and son and mother and longing and relationships and with these gods and goddesses, and it was really exciting.
So they're going to meet Freya in a meet cute, really. She is going to give them a little bit more information on the world, help guide them to where they need to go, but also kind of start to create this relationship with both Kratos and the son that we kind of build throughout the entire game. She will send them off towards the mountain, and you get attacked like right away. She's totally not trying to screw you over and just sending you into a really bad place. It's a very hostile world that you're in.
Questo stai svappando è Red Astaire.
So, while we may not end up doing some of these exact things, I think it's cool to kind of get the tactile feel of these things so that we can kind of imagine a little bit of what it was like to live like people in the pre-Viking era.
Wait, they have guns and we have knives?
Yeah. Survival.
Sono di Skyrim, che non conosco per niente ragazzi perché Skyrim non l'ho giocato, non mi piacque all'epoca.
Taking you in the woods is like being Woody Allen.
You pay attention to your task, but you'd also be paying attention to your perimeter. There'd always be someone watching.
I don't see anyone.
Like a creepy camera guy. I know. So whatever you do, you have to make sure you can get into it and then still close it up and keep yourself insulated. Start fitting in yet?
Oh, he'll fit.
One way or another. Something else you're looking for is to make sure that you don't have any widowmakers, things that can fall and kill you. Yeah, come help. You can do it.
I'll see if Sonny wants to do it. If not, then I'll do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go.
Great.
You want to help with the rest of it?
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah! Abbiamo fatto il fuoco!
All right, so I will call playback.
Position, get him in position.
Okay. Holy crap, this is exciting.
Audio? Camera.
This is our first day.
I have to pee.
Really? Now? Do not make me pull this volume over.
I won't.
I often make bad decisions and get myself in trouble, so it'll be perfect. I'll be like, look, what did you expect?
Are you talking about work too?
Yeah. See? It's all around. TV? Yes, I was trying to teach him the action. All right. It's a
Happy Father's Day.
influencing factor. And I think as I was growing up in the earlier games, the family was
sort of the individual extended family. My family lived farther away from me, so I was a lot more separated from them. So the work family became the entire family. Now, I have them intermixing.
Like, I had my daughter during production, and just the willingness to work around my schedule of having a newborn. And, you know, I had to take maternity leave in the middle of production, and, well, I know, so I came back.
I have 2 daughters, and a 4-year-old and 6-year-old. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Olivia.
I'm expecting, yes. It'll ring, it'll ring.
We're gonna watch the TV, and they're gonna be acting over there. And then it's gonna be on the TV.
TV?
Yes, TV. Even in the earlier games, that's how I kind of rooted myself in the first story, was writing the first few drafts with my dad and kind of finding the struggle of Kratos and Zeus, the sort of father-son story. But this father-son story is told from that different angle, the son becoming the father. So I am a little OCD, so I'm going to take some of this. Oh, you like that? Okay, good. Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know why. I'm taking a little bit of this. Not certain what I'm going to do with it yet.
Farting is allowed in the volume.
Right. Only in the volume. If you need to fart, go next door. Yes.
Oh, questi sono gli Air Studios, ragazzi. Se non mi ricordo male, gli Air Studios di Londra, i famosissimi studi di registrazione.
I was playing around with just this melody. And at the last minute, I was like, it's so simple that I almost wrote it by accident. It was the last thing I did in sketching that theme. But I mean, I've come to really love it, and I think its simplicity is what makes it so powerful, and it represents Kratos. He's a man of few words. His theme should be a theme of few notes. Here we go.
Huh?
Tre note sono a favore.
It's
Esatto.
not that he's not intelligent, because he was a general. He was very intelligent, but he's very efficient with what he says and when he feels like something needs to be said. And so with Kratos, it's like when a grunt can do, that's kind of his wheelhouse. Because he can convey a lot of emotion from kind of thing.
That was good.
It's really good. Sometimes I will on set be referencing him. What is this one again? I'm like, oh, yeah. It's phenomenal.
E3 is a big opportunity for media to get a glimpse into what's going on with the various
Ah, ecco, vedi, God of War 2. Molti erano coinvolti già nell'originale, cioè, tanti, perché era lo stesso studio, vuoi o non vuoi, anche se il cambiamento c'è stato ed è enorme.
I drove around for an hour looking for a parking space. I had forgotten how fantastic E3 is.
Ah, guarda quanto era giovane.
I'm looking forward to seeing people's responses back to this thing. Right now I haven't heard anything, but seeing the crowds is definitely an inspiring thing. Hello, this is the first of many diaries that I'm going to make during the soul-crushing process of making this game. It's been 3 years on this project. We are a month from our E3 demo alpha, which is the first E3 demo we're ever going to do. The art director, who's been on the project from the beginning and actually been at Sony for over 10 years, is having his last day today, which is the reason I'm probably starting to do these things. So that I can outwardly seem like I'm totally fucking fine with it, but inwardly then I can be completely questioning what the fuck is going to happen.
Questa è una delle tante cose.
What is it at? 11. Check.
dull hammer doesn't scare me. Boom! Oh no!
Boy!
Stop!
Boy!
Take that, Thor.
Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
What for?
A test.
Di potevo fatto il documentario Kingdom Hearts interessante, però non lo conosco affatto Kingdom Hearts.
Talked about or shown anything about our game. So like it's like a pressure cooker right now, you know, we're like.
Ma potrebbe essere interessante pur non conoscendolo, però vabbè. Vediamo.
Immediately when we show the E3 demo, you're going to see a lot of introduction of story elements that weren't in these games before. And I know that, you know, some fans may have liked the just pure, like, just kill, 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 fight, 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 you know?
Well, I don't know how they will react, but I'm excited about finding out soon.
Like, everybody's probably a little tired, a little stressed, a little freaked out. You know, this is the first time after a very long time we're going to show anything to the world. So I hope people are just happy to see the change.
C'è una cosa che bisogna sottolineare di nuovo. C'era chi aspettava il ritorno di God of War da tanto tempo. Ok? È un franchise molto amato quello di God of War. Solo che stanno per dire a una platea di fan in mega hype per questo titolo che probabilmente esploderanno appena rivedono Kratos, che però il gioco è molto diverso rispetto a quello a cui erano abituati. E sono stati investiti tanti soldi in tutto questo. E che succede se i fan invece non gradiscono un granché?
Oh man. So I think I've been rehearsing that demo for a month. And it's just 9 minutes, but it's, to me, the most important 9 minutes of this game. Because that's the one where either everybody's gonna go, what the fuck are you doing? Or, what the fuck are you doing? That's awesome. Like, I have no idea what the answer is gonna be either. It truly is like the cat is alive and dead at the same time right now.
Immaginate che pressione. E3 2016. La conferenza di Sony. Con tanto di orchestra, è vero, me l'ero dimenticato.
Ah. I like that.
Wait, wasn't the audience?
No, I'm gonna picture myself naked. You want to say bye-bye to Papa?
He wants to open that door.
Come on. Give Papa a big hug. Yeah.
We've seen so much in the last 20 minutes, and we haven't even started.
I know. So many exclusives, so much more to come. I'm excited to be surprised. I don't know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen.
I will try not to screw up. All right, I love you. Mwah. Ito, I love you. Papa Bush. Mwah. All right, you have a good day opening and closing doors. Good afternoon. So in here, fantastic.
Hold.
My wife talks about she doesn't come home from work being a stay-at-home parent. She's constantly immersed in work. And I'm like, I kind of feel the same way. And I should be able to separate from it, but I have this like problem where my brain will not disengage. Because last night, It was 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I really need to sleep. I have to sleep, and I just could not stop tossing and turning and
What are you doing?
going over both the positive and negative scenarios. You know, and one of them was trying to convince myself, you know, the positive scenario, and the other one was just worming its way in like an earworm, you know, like they're all gonna laugh at you. Maybe not that exactly, but
Hi, everyone. Oh my God, thank you. That's so awesome. When I saw it yesterday, I was with Corey and Yumi and Kevin, and I said, you guys are just so close to this that you don't see how absolutely phenomenal it is, and it's just mind-boggling.
they could very much say, wow, that's great. This is a new direction. You know, gamers, I feel, have grown up the way that I have grown and the team has grown. We've all kind of moved to this next phase of gaming.
La formula, sempre la formula. Ne hanno fatta una diversa, mica lo sanno se funziona, se piacerà.
I have no idea how people are going to respond.
Esatto.
Anything that anybody could say on the internet is still tame compared to what goes on inside here. But
Quanto da 5 FPS? Beh, in realtà tutto sommato.
I don't want to let them down.
Signore. Sì, ma God of War, appunto. Che succede se la nuova formula non piace? Che sono tutti troppo abituati alla vecchia.
I have faith that people are going to enjoy
Abbiamo una
this.
tensione addosso infinita.
And then I won't
Madonna.
have faith, and I will have faith, and I won't have faith, and I'll just... And Yumi, you should get footage of that.
Vedete perché è Kratos, ma tutti hanno una certa idea di Kratos.
There you go, get in there. Get up in there, right in Yumi's face. No one wants to watch you take them. They want to look at you.
All right, so this is the bonus.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I can't believe we're here.
It's a crazy day. Corey Barlog on the big stage.
It's like 4 years in the making.
Yeah. Woohoo! So in terms of going in?
Yumi wants the camera off.
All right, we're done with the camera.
To E3 press conference. Absolutely. Now the big show starts in just a few minutes.
See, now I can leak something and it will be okay because today's the day that the leak's coming out.
How are you getting in there?
I have no
Do
idea.
you have a hat?
Huh?
Do you have like a hat, a cap or anything?
You could not wear anything that identifies you as Santa Monica Studio. You can't talk about the studio when we were there. It was crazy.
Oh, good point. I didn't really think of it that way. Yeah, I'll put this on. I have a hoodie. I can go Unabomber style. I think this is more for me, thinking that anyone would know who I am. And what a world we live in when I think that.
Mamma mia, guarda, la musica di God of War è...
Welcome, guys. Yeah. 2016 Sony press conference.
You're amazing at this.
Okay, tell me how nervous you are right now.
I had Richard on one side of me, and I had some random stranger on the other side of me. I want to lean over and be like, I know what this is. I know what this is.
that dumb hammer doesn't scare me. Boom! Oh no!
Boy.
Stop.
Boy!
Senza presentazione quella... Madonna!
Your mother's
Me lo ricordo bene.
It belongs to you now.
What for?
A test. She taught you to hunt, yes?
Yes, sir.
Then show me what you know. I am hungry. Feed us.
Quel momento in cui si è visto Kratos, un'esplosione.
Paralyzing. I was literally paralyzed. Full chills, entire body.
Then show me what you know. I am hungry.
Ho, 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 whoa, 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 hold up, hold up. Oh! Oh!
What the? No, no.
Oh!
Vi garantisco è stata anche la mia di reazione.
I literally got to like raise my arms and hear that sound as he stepped out.
I am hungry.
I get chills even thinking about it. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Sono italiani questi.
Very rarely in life do you get you know, feed us. You know, it's
KRATOS! Got him fucking oh my god!
Some of my friends are like, yeah, but also kind of like jealous at the same time. And then like some of my friends are like really happy for me, like, bro, like I saw you in like God of War trailer. It was like so crazy, and they're like freaking out. And I was like, yeah, blah,
Sto bambino è troppo fantastico.
Holy shit!
Americani già, infatti, perché in Europa invece non ha fatto nessuno così, o in Giappone.
Kratos in the next. Oh my god.
Oh no, they didn't. No. Fuck gameplay.
Which was incredibly ambitious, right?
È stato tutti.
While we perform the score live to the gameplay, not a pre-rendered video.
Nah, bruh. Nah, son. Oh my god, they're actually going into the gameplay.
It was section to section, like worrying to some degree about just.
La lucidità di Lich King. In parte sì. Però quella è stata per pochi, questo molto più diffuso. Pure per me è stato lo stesso hype, ricordi. Però diciamo che il numero di persone che ha provato quelle emozioni è stato lo stesso.
And then Andrew and I would be like, yeah.
What is this? This is the best game so far that have ever been shown at E3.
And that's just this little tiny piece of what this game is gonna be.
Che si giovani di oggi un po' ognuno ha la sua.
The team really got together and really delivered on something that is very hard to do.
This game is gonna be good. This game is gonna be so fucking good.
Now, you are ready.
For what?
A new beginning.
Yo, dragons! Dude, I can't right now.
Sweden.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. What a way to start the show, huh? The live demo of God of War.
Guarda che quell'anno Sony, madonna.
Or is it in the back hole? There's no light. Okay, well that's good. It's recording.
As he's walking towards his office. There you go. Dan.
Ma già non dà quel gioco. Ha voglia.
Everybody's telling me, my gut is telling me, what we did on E3 doesn't scale, right? We took so much time out of the project to make that awesome. That doesn't scale to a full-sized game.
You know, but the scary thing was, like, we showed 10 minutes and 45 seconds or something, and it took a year and a half to get there.
Yeah.
And now we have a year and a half left, essentially, and we have like 30 hours to make.
Questa è una cosa che purtroppo conoscono molto bene anche quelli di CD Projekt. No? O anche quando hanno realizzato Anthem o cose del genere. Mostrano una demo, tutti vanno in mega hype perché hai lavorato tantissimo su quella demo, ma poi le persone si aspettano un gioco che hanno visto in quella demo di presentazione. E poi gliela devi dare questa cosa. E esattamente come farai? Già.
And you're kind of scratching your head like, how is that humanly possible?
How are you skipping to all those different stages? Are you using bookmarks?
No, it's called Denny. So yeah, this is actually not correct anymore.
It's unbelievable.
No,
I can't keep up with all this shit.
Anything we have to say, we usually say it. So, and I think that's what makes the team work. You know, you don't settle for crap that you see. If you see crap, then you identify it and you say it right to the person's face, hopefully with fists and a bat in your hand to make sure that they change it. Yeah. And yeah, basically you just talk it out and you just figure out like how to make it better, because usually it gets better.
We'll do it. Yeah, we're just gonna do it in effect and just a little swap.
Funny is this very.
We could definitely make her disappear.
No, I know we can warp her. Whether we can make her turn into a bird in gameplay.
I love to see that.
Yeah, me too.
He's in a meeting. All right, guys. Never mind. I gotta go do something.
Yeah, he's got things.
Hey.
Why apparently? Good morning. All right, I'm going this way. All right. Everyone will steal your soul.
I have almost 30 people in my department, and artists tend to be a little bit introverted, dramatic, read into things, very sensitive, because, you know, you're an artist. That's natural. It's all okay. But every single person that I need to deal with needs to be dealt with in a different way.
If everything goes right, then I feel that I can get all of the stuff in. But as you can see, like I was just showing you stuff and there's a bunch of stuff.
We're gonna leave now because everything's going wrong.
For me, at least, I think a big part of it is maintaining that focus. With the team of our size, the ideas are constantly flowing. There's so much feedback. There's so many things that need to be done. Sometimes you just want to, you know, go to each individual person and say, stop thinking, just do this, right? Like, don't look at all these other things, just look at this and do this. And you can't do that because you know the other things are also pretty valuable.
Which would simulate that if you come to it at exactly the wrong phase, that's what would happen.
Right.
So I'll try switching that to true and see if that fixes it in that case, or see if it just has him like
go straight in a line. Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then check it in.
Well, let me know.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
But then the opposite's true as well, right? Because I remember like you and I had many fights about how like the Draga reveal should work. And eventually it just came down to like, I have a plan for this, leave me alone. I've got an idea here, go away.
Translating the room, digging up the thing, so.
It's a struggle to try to sort of unlock like this understanding of the process and how all the pieces fit together and how the players are going to understand the final product that you're delivering.
Are you working more on that? Are you pushing further on these?
There's bugs like you saw, like the fact that one resource was missing the ID.
There's tons of stuff.
This is showing right now, and there's just
just cleanup.
Probably the most challenging thing is just people love this character so much, and there is a lot of pressure to make sure that those people feel like we're doing that character who's so important to them justice, while still evolving him, because he couldn't stay in the one place that he was.
E si ritorna al punto di prima.
Right now, once you go in there and you have all the doors around you, you don't know how the hell to get back out to the bridge. Right now, the only doors that are in there lead to realms. Right? Are you with me? Oh my God, your AI broke.
Yes. I had a firmware update just now. Sincerely, like after a party that just appeared in your house, because now I feel like I just want to show up every once in a while and leave you new lawn ornaments. Yes, I'm not kidding. Oh, I'm gonna do that. That sounds fun. They are a practical joking bunch, the managers.
No one's taking any credit, which was
Weirdly, that was the inspiration for Freya's house.
Io non vedo l'ora di vedere che innovazioni ci sono concrete in God of War Ragnarok. Ah, che figa pure sta parte. Però ho bisogno di giocarlo. Mi ricordo quello che pensavo all'inizio con Horizon Zero Dawn, ovvero poi Forbidden West. Alla fine è stata un'esperienza incredibile Forbidden West, proprio bella. Diversi leghe meglio di Forbidden West, secondo me. Ma all'epoca pensavo che sarebbe stato un degno seguito. Invece è stato veramente un degno seguito. L'ultimo trailer di Ragnarok è stata una bomba, assolutamente sì. Hanno cominciato a tirare fuori i muscoli.
You better work,
Fine. Lamb's cress. I'm a fucking god of war.
That's amazing. I hope you guys keep that in there.
What's up, man?
We're trying to hit alpha. It's like a big deadline for our games. So.
Yeah.
Good. What you a big time motherfucker now because you've been in movies and shit? Save some of that money, dog. Who are you working with?
Nicole Kidman and Colin Farrell.
Oh, good. So nobody bigger than me. I mean, good to see you. Have you missed me?
No, not really.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Come on, man. It's okay. It's okay to love, dog. You gotta, don't forget that. It's okay to love. Love is first. Followed closely by hate and divorce and alimony.
Secondo me questo è un grande, secondo me.
Yours, where? Yeah, let's do this. Where is that?
It's in the pit.
It's in the pit. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, we
Pubblicità in Italia God of War Ragnarok è uscito pochi secondi fa.
right?
Ma intendi su Twitch qui adesso? In live?
Okay, good. You're playing Jason today. So do we think the plan is to always have like the word Valkyrie written behind her, just so you're clear?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was your vision, right?
It was. I just didn't realize that you guys were able to really achieve it. Jason,
I did a terrible.
what are your thoughts on the Valkyrie?
Valkyrie? I don't know. I haven't looked at the Valkyrie yet, so I don't know. I hear it's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. I would not want to be the character following this meeting. I don't want to be the next character.
That's what we're not
boy,
gonna show
oh boy, the bar has been set.
Ottimo. Bene.
Right. Now you got a top Valkyrie
Appropriata.
and final boss. No pressure.
I'm going to be showing you some work in progress stuff.
I'm actually the first, so I've heard I'm the first woman in the combat design team at the studio ever in the history of the studio. And when I heard that, I went, oh, that's actually really cool. That's not scary. It's cool.
However you want to start. It's your meeting. You go.
So this is the witch. Yeah, they're usually our eyes glow so you
I think my generation, there was definitely a lot less women in video games. But when I see the younger generation, there's a much larger portion of the people applying in that are women now.
Yeah, she's in the perfect
If my hand wasn't there, you would have hit me in the
L'ultimo
nuts.
Archidia ha modalità vero God of War, ammetto che l'ho sentito, io non ci ho neanche provato.
In their defense, you do deserve it.
Però dovete capire anche God of War l'ho recuperato in ritardo io purtroppo. Perché quando lo presentarono neanche ce l'avevo una PS4 io. Comprata dopo.
Getting in the arena and it looks good. And these waves are not going to throw off combat at all.
Apparently not.
So he will be meeting probably like a couple more times in terms of just brainstorming meetings, idea meetings. They're trying to schedule something for an hour and a half over lunches. Okay. So Shannon's going to be organizing that and be letting you know. But I think for her, it's a priority. Obviously, it can't step over any project meeting. Yeah, because we have a okay. Yeah, apparently our project meeting is so important. Just kidding. There is just no way that this type of activity happens from any type of top-down endeavor. It is
No, not at all.
every single person, every day, right?
Yeah.
Kind of figuring it out. And it's like, again, like with your kids, you kind of equip them in the best way that you can, and then you got to solve it yourself. And for that freedom, you'll be accountable to it.
My mother said, everyone is smarter than you in something. And if you don't figure out what it is and learn from it, that's your fault.
Questa frase è
she taught me
incredibile.
that every person I meet will have worth. And it's my duty to be open to receiving what people have to offer. You know, don't discount anyone.
Fighissimo.
Do we have information on all of these playtesters? They are giving us nothing on their faces. Well, she's sort of, I think, in a resting happy face. She just seems happy the whole time, but everyone else is just like, thank God I'm getting $10.
I started in this industry. I always shudder when I say this, but I started in 1989 as a game tester at Sega. And when I finished school, I had no idea that they paid people to test games.
Jason is going to give you a cool presentation that breaks down all the combat, and then we're going to let you play through. Awesome. Like I said, we are making incredible progress. I am very surprised at how fast everybody seemed to pick up the controls. Like they seem to just adjust it very quickly.
Questa è una cosa estremamente importante. Wow, fermi tutti. Io t'ho fatto prendere dal vaffanculo dal tempo e mi sa che è il caso di fermarci, anzi di fermarci un attimino prima, esattamente qua alla cenetta. Sono fatto prendere dalla cosa perché questo documentario è proprio bello. Allora ragazzi, come avete potuto vedere non è stato un progetto di quelli che si immagina del tipo vabbè, dai, casa AAA che fa seguito o reboot di gioco AAA, che quindi ci sono un sacco di soldi dentro ma farà 10 volte tanto i soldi e quindi è tutto bello assicurato, come fa la gente a non comprarlo. In realtà, come avete visto, con il tipo di lavoro che hanno fatto con God of War, che è stato effettivamente il feeling di un reboot, il rischio è stato molto alto, in realtà, perché se poi alla fine alla gente non piaceva, è stato veramente un gran casino. Andiamo stare un'altra ora senza problemi, è vero, però io no, purtroppo. Purtroppo no, ho tante cose da fare e pochissimo tempo per farle, come sempre in quest'ultimo periodo. Però va bene, giovedì prossimo continueremo con la seconda parte e per ora quello che voglio dire è che il feeling è piuttosto chiaro. Ma ovviamente ci sono anche ancora delle sorpresine, perché le cose che possono andare storte sono andate storte. La cosa che spero che abbiate notato è quanto cioè stiamo parlando di Sony Santa Monica. È probabilmente uno dei team più conosciuti e pagati e finanziati e più AAA, se non quadrupla del mondo, no? Ecco. Avete però notato che tipo di feeling c'è, che tipo di attaccamento al loro lavoro, che tipo di coinvolgimento c'è in quello che fanno? Ecco. Effettivamente è una cosa bella da vedere. Questo insegna che che quando si fa un gioco effettivamente non è solo nel mondo indie, è nel mondo del classico piccolo gruppetto di ragazzi appassionatissimi che sognano di creare questo gioco o che hanno in mente così, si verificano queste dinamiche ed è una cosa molto bella. Lord of War Lodina, sì, adesso stiamo staccando. Comunque vi consiglio di recuperarla questa live e poi giovedì prossimo vediamo la seconda parte. D'accordo? Sei andata anteprima di God of War in Norvegia? Sì, magari, se sui miei canali ci fosse uno 0 in più alla fine del numero, magari sarei stato uno di quelli che va pagato da Sony a vedere queste cose, ma purtroppo non è così. Spero che in futuro... no, ho visto tutto questa sera. Spero che in futuro questo sarà così. Quindi, appuntamento alla parte 2, ragazzi. Spero che vi sia piaciuta. Grazie mille per essere stati in live. Grazie mille per il supporto. Mi raccomando, iscrivetevi al canale, nel senso seguitemi qui su Twitch, lasciate un bel like su YouTube, ma seguitemi anche qui su Twitch, pigiate quel bel cuoricino, abbonatevi con Twitch Prime se ne avete la possibilità, perché aiuta davvero tantissimo il canale, seguitemi anche sui social come Instagram e Telegram dove c'è la community, supportate il canale tramite link affiliati come Amazon, Instant Gaming o tramite il Patreon e iscrivetevi ai miei 2 canali YouTube, tutti i link sono qui sotto o tramite il bot in chat. D'accordo ragazzi? A presto!